Greetings, Aquarius, and welcome to Ingrid's Insights. I hope you're all doing well, and let's dive right in and see what it is that the message is for my Aquarius. And so good to see you, and hope you're well. And my name is Ingrid, and this is the energy around the reading for today. 14, communication. Well, there's something important for you to be communicating today or in the next few weeks. Communication is going to be very important. You could be socializing a lot, speaking to others, but there is the energy of 14, which is important. You could be seeing 1 and 4 or the number 5. So change is coming with the communication, and this reminds me somewhat like a 4-leaf clover could be. You could be seeing one, and that could just be making you know you're on the right track with communication, how you're speaking, what you want other people to know, what you are receiving from others. You could be getting in a lot of communication now. But the frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. We can exchange information with our words, with our vibration. We can even be just deeply communicating with someone who is thousands of miles away, just with knowing, with receiving, just giving them that energy, sending them that love, that vibration, that support, and just wanting to let them know we're communicating. And you're going to also let communication remind you to run every piece of information, both what's coming in, incoming, and outgoing, through your heart, the center of your truth, to stay in the flow of your source, Aquarius, and balance this energy exchange. And so that's very important when we are coming into this vibration of communication, of coming together, of connecting. Relationships are about communication, and we vibrate with certain energies that we want to be more in communication with. And that's what we're raising our vibrations to, that feeling of what it is that we want to communicate with, commune with, come together with, connect to. And so that's what I have is the energy around us today, Aquarius. And thank you again for all your support and for subscribing to my channel. And this is what I have for you, Aquarius. And you come into the reading with the energy of the 10 of Wands. Well, this has been showing up a lot in your reading. And what's coming up for you is a sense of, look at this, polka dots around in the tarot represents not taking yourself too seriously at this moment, Aquarius, having some fun, seeing that yes, you carried a lot of passion. Well, you do, Aquarius. You're fired up. You're going in a lot of different directions. The wands are the things we do, what we're taking action on. Just our activities alone are heavy. You've got a lot on your plate right now. And you could be also feeling like this almost looks like an old-fashioned, if you know these coal scoops, that you would scoop up the coal that you heat your home with. And this is the coal. And this could be something that's very passionate, that you're very engaged in, that's really hot, like coals, it's on fire almost. And you're coming to that completion of a responsibility, of a duty, of something you've been engaged in, and you're going to put this down. And it has to do with communication is coming in. Something that you're almost to the finish line on speaking about, or you're receiving some information from others. And it's coming because of the Princess of Pentacles. Well, this is the Page of Pentacles. And you are receiving an offer, a gift, something, a blessing, but it's something that you're very interested in. It could be a relationship that's just, you're maybe just speaking a little bit, communicating in maybe a small way, because as this was saying, that we communicate in many different forms through our body language, through what we say, through just how we move and engage in life itself, what we choose to look at, what we choose to communicate with. We communicate with the trees, the birds. We even communicate with inanimate objects like, our soap, because we need those. They help us. So I'm just saying the world around us is animated. And the Princess of Pentacles is bringing something down to earth, but it's small. It's a new beginning. You might have put down a heavy burden. Lots of communication going in around this beginning. And it's going to come in with a lot of energy around the King of Pentacles, where you're going to move from the page to the king. As you see, your work is going to pay off. What you're being recognized for, Taurus. And look at this energy of the King of Pentacles here. And this beautiful landscape of collage, of tapestries, of fibers, of this energy of just the star. And look how the wand is holding the star very close to their mouth, as if they're communicating through this star, their voice. So there's something about the earth here, Aquarius, with you, and the fire. And you're coming into a lot of wealth, or there is a lot of wealth, security, something professional that you've been connecting to in terms of property, management of investments, working with stock portfolios, investing in the futures market. Because you have worked hard on this, you've got a lot of information, and now you're almost there to completion, because what's coming is death. Is what was happening in the recent past was an ending. That's the influence from the recent past, and this could have been literally, Aquarius, an ending, the ending of a connection to someone, or someone you loved that was very beloved to you, passed on. But as we know, we're all part of this interconnected field, and that energy is here with us. So if there was an ending, it came because it needed to. And if you see the Ten of Wands and the death energy, it's saying whatever this burden was, it was an important obligation that you were fired up about, and maybe it took you many years. There could have been 10 years of some difficulty, but also it was worth it. You were standing your ground, you were resilient, you were recognized for this passion you had, but it came to an end because it needed to. So this new opportunity, this small seed, this little beginning, it could just be beginning with a small communication, maybe over the internet, or a text message, or just you see someone at the coffee shop and you're thinking, oh, hey, how are you? But it doesn't go anywhere then, but that conversation begins to grow, and it's something very grounded that you're following. And the star is you, Aquarius. So something needed to end, and it maybe came because of some kind of communication that you filtered through your heart. And it came with the Eight of Swords, because you came to recognize that you, at the crown, that's what you're seeing now, Aquarius. And this is Aquarius energy of the mind. You've been overthinking this burden, this obligation that you've been working on, and maybe you're coming finally. This almost looks like the image of Joan of Arc, who is a powerful mystic who followed that voice, that inner calling, that inner truth. And it's saying at the crown, anything that you have done in your past, Aquarius, the heavenly powers, your inner knowing, that divine force is saying you're communicating out of that restriction now. You're letting your voice expand out of any kind of imprisonment or interference. There's no interference with how you're speaking, what you're communicating in all of its forms. And that's important to you to recognize. You're setting yourself free. You're breaking out of that mental construct because you're seeing something in a new way. You're letting that end, that old way of thinking. And you're just the bare bones now. That's what's left. And that structure is coming with communication. And a lot of wealth and grounding is there to manifest from just small opportunities, things that will grow into this security, wealth, gratitude, abundance in all of its forms, that has a connection to the star to shine and inspire with the wealth, with that energy you created. And it's coming with the sense of the Six of Pentacles. Well, that's how you're seeing now where you're coming into. You're coming into a time of balance, Aquarius, balance, give and take. If you're been just on the end of give, that is coming to a radical change, and you're going to be on the receiving end. Something new, because you're letting go of restriction. Mentally, any kind of anorexic thinking where you just limit and contain and restrict is breaking out into freedom. And the freedom's coming with abundance. And the star is here again with the Six of Pentacles. And there is some energy of this feeling of flow. See the light that's coming out of her hands and chest here. There is a flowing of this gold, of this abundance. And it's being very nurturing. And she's communicating that in her gifts and what we receive. The love you take is equal to the love you make. The love you give is receiving and giving. That's the flow. That's the breath. That is what in the energy of love is flowing, that give and take, that breathing together, and that communication of that understanding, of that unconditional state of mind, which is the Six of Pentacles. It's unconditional because it's like a fountain, like a faucet. You turn it on and it just pours out, and that reservoir is always waiting for us. And it's coming because you're seeing things now from the Four of Pentacles. Well, you're maybe having to see balance financially, that you're coming into your own security. And if you feel that with this heavy burden that you've been responsible for others, and you're holding too much onto your wealth or identifying too much with your jewels or your stability, look into that, because you've got everything you need and you have all of this balance coming now. You are balancing out. There is maybe a small inheritance coming in, and you might need to have been possessive or a little tight with your money, but now we're opening up. You're moving out of restriction mentally, and how you think about balancing your wealth. And it's coming in with the energy of the environment is the world, where you're moving into a new world because you're going out there. It's influencing you, Aquarius. You're running toward it. You're running toward the world, into the world, out there. And it's going to take you over many different kind of lands, and you're going to meet many different energies along the way, different people, different animals, different plants, different cultures. And you're closing out this old cycle successfully. And it's not an old cycle, it's just a cycle of fulfillment that has come to completion. And it's coming because you're taking the world and you're moving toward something that is going to be something very, it just reminds me of these, the Federalist type architecture of this sense of stability, of history. and you're moving toward this new history, away from some old columns or some old way of forming the world, and you're moving into quickly a new world. And they're the polka dots again, because you're moving toward this sense of liveliness, vibrancy, self-acceptance, self-love. And you're going to let go of any kind of feeling where you're attached or someone's attached to you, or possessive energy, or just letting all of that go with the death card. And this is such a beautiful card of death, that you're releasing what is no longer serving you. And you're releasing your self-sabotaging mindset, Aquarius, because I know I'm an Aquarius. Our minds are just very sharp, and they cut both ways, and they can cut us at times. So you're moving away from that toward being more generous with yourself mentally, and the gifts you give yourself in your own understanding. And you're closing out that chapter, that book, that whole library. This reminds me of a library. You're closing out that old library. You're putting the books back and stepping into a whole new media, a whole new way of communicating. And it's coming, Aquarius, because of the Four of Swords. Well, your hope and fear is that this will be a time to rest and recover, and to go inward and to think through this, take time out. This is the Buddha. You're going to meditate and on the Eightfold Path, and moving toward those energies within you, to go with that grace and ease, to receive, and to receive the alignment. And it's coming with the High Priestess. Well, that comes with that balance. We can't get into the energy of the High Priestess if we're always rushing around, if we're always trying to protect our bodies and our goods and our wealth. That's important to have. And our mindset will never totally defend us. But we're communicating now through our High Priestess. And she is calm. She's waiting to receive at all times. And that is, you're closing out, Aquarius. You're moving into this world, and look, you're running toward the High Priestess, that inner knowing, that inner being, that vibrational energy. The High Priestess knows what her preferences are, and her preference is to align with Source, and to connect to the Hierophant energies as well, to join forces. But she's in that inner realm. Look at her, out in this star-filled night with her moon and owl over her. And the High Priestess has no roof over her head, because that is, we're open to the universal forces. We are stars. We are stardust. We are golden. And she's in this golden light with her owl of wisdom, listening, knowing, receiving those inner messages, that gut feeling. And that is where you're going now, Aquarius, to communicate deeper in that realm of that inner knowing, that inner truth, knowing your psychic abilities, and you're working with those deeply now. And you're going to travel out into the world. You're going to go to all the corners, the four corners of the world, to connect and to bring that High Priestess energy, and to circumambulate this planet with that energy. And it's going to bring you into this sense of deep connection to the earth and to your own stability as well, and to know it's valued, what you're doing. And you're going to have this energy to close this out, and to step into the energy of the High Priestess now. That is what you're communicating. And you're communicating it from your heart, but also from your insight, your intuition, your dreams, that psychic abilities. You communicate in many different forms with a clairvoyance, just knowing something like deja vu. And this is all coming because you're letting this old life go in a beautiful way now, Aquarius. And I'm, you know, just kind of overwhelmed with this reading, but you know this is here for you. It's coming, and you're communicating it, and it's very important now to have that sense of, at the very end, to be connected to the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source. Well, that is what the High Priestess teaches us, and draws us into her training, into her domain, because she's teaching us to come into that sense of the heart, but also our truth, and to stay in the flow of source and balance that exchange between inner and outer. And that is what I have for you, Aquarius, an amazing reading, and I hope this resonates and vibrates for you today. And to communicate with me today, it's very important, each one of you, if you're watching this, leave me a message, because it's telling you you need to communicate from your heart. And I'm inviting you to communicate to me through the High Priestess, and we'll meet there together with that truth, that authenticity, and vibrating with the energy of Source together. And so it is, Aquarius. A beautiful reading, and sending you so much love. Bye-bye.